if I could show you one thing that will make your copywriting better guaranteed, this is it. This is how to beef up VSLs, advertorials, anything that's involved with copywriting. So most copy is too complex and dense. This is the reason it doesn't work. It needs to flow. This is the number one thing with copy because it's consumed by the subconscious mind like any entertainment, like any content. So you need to turn your copy into a slippery slide that the viewers just love to consume and to engage with. Okay, how do we do that? We condense everything. We make it as easy as possible to consume it and to enjoy it, and make the process as simple as possible with smaller words, shorter sentences, more transition words, and more tension. Let's go over each of these real quick. Smaller words, they don't have to think about it. So words that are used very commonly, that are short and that are small and that pack a punch, which means they come with either a vivid, something very vivid, like pack a punch is a very vivid, visceral phrase of short words. Shorter sentences, again, less analysis, less using the mind because it just flows and it's smooth and it's simple. You'll see that all movies, all blockbuster movies and blockbuster books have pretty short sentences. I'm not talking about complex literature. I'm talking about the stuff that millions of people read within a few months. It's very, very condensed and very smooth and it flows. More transition words such as so you see and then so then, stuff like that, that makes it flow and smooth better. So there's no friction between each sentence or section. And then more tension. There needs to be a reason for them to be watching. The reason for them to watch is not to buy your product. They're watching because they're either learning something or there's tension or there's an open loop or there has to be some value in whatever way that they're getting from this. So tension can be created by hinting at a solution. It can come from breaking a belief that their problem is not caused by what they think it's caused by something else. That can cause tension. And open loops cause tension. One easy exercise that you can do right now to condense your copy is to take every 2 sentences of your VSL and turn it into one, and then do it again, and then do it again, depending on how long your VSL is. And what this will do is it'll make the quality of your copy much, much higher, and it'll flow much smoother and much better. And then obviously if you take out important parts, add them back. But this exercise will really make you into a better writer and a better marketer, and it'll give you higher quality marketing assets. And then next is to keep the reading level under the 5th grade reading level. This is kind of the best judge of how readable your copy is and how well it's going to be consumed. And this is a great app, the HemingwayApp.com. It tells you the readability level and then what to do to fix it. Okay, and then this is how you can easily find where the tension points. It's okay if you have some complex sentences, such as when you're explaining a mechanism, but overall, your copy should be at a low reading level with just, yellow stuff, max, which means it's hard to read, and red means it's very hard to read. That's when the mind is going to get involved, and that's when they're out of the sales process, and now they're just analyzing your stuff, and that's what we don't want. So let's continue. Less ideas, thoughts, and abstraction. So good copywriting is filled with feelings, it's filled with emotions, it's filled with new realizations, not with ideas, thoughts, and general abstractions and theory. We're not writing an essay or a scientific paper, remember. We're writing with a purpose. That's what copywriting means. That's what marketing means. Every speech that a government official gives is copywriting. It's with a purpose. It's to sell you on an idea or to get you to associate them with an emotion. Any public speech has a purpose. Any form of entertainment, a movie, Shakespeare's writing, it's all with a purpose, either to entertain, to inform, or to create a feeling or a sensation or emotion. In our case, we're writing to make money, so we need them to take a certain action. That's the purpose of the copy. Everything should have that purpose in mind. Every word that we use, every sentence, the question should be, how does this enhance the sales process? And how does this make our copy more compelling, easier to consume, easier to understand, and more powerful, more likely to get the action that we desire? That's what direct response means. That means no fluff, no BS, and no filler stuff. Because again, this is not a school assignment where we have to hit a certain word count. I make videos mostly for people who have their own businesses. So you're writing for your own business. You don't need to hit some quota, right? You need to write the best possible copy you can and make the most amount of money you can. So every word and every sentence has to move them farther up the belief ladder, which means the mechanisms, the beliefs they need to hold in order to get to the place where they buy the product. so that when the product is introduced, it's a no-brainer to buy because it provides the solution mechanism, solves the problem mechanism, solves the problem, gives them the dream outcome. Okay, focus everything on them. This is very important. This means that, again, no abstractions and thoughts. We just focus everything on what they get from this. And that means everything you write, the question you should be asking yourself should be, what does this mean for the viewer? Why is this important for them? Why do I even need them to know this? And how does it help and benefit them? So one example is to not, and also don't use overt benefits because that's like amateur level stuff. That's very salesy and it's just not cool. Use subtle benefits. Get them to come to the conclusion you want. So you could say something like, and the product works this way. You can explain the mechanism, let's say, and then you say, and you could say stuff like, it's safe, it's tested, these are the proofs for it. Plus, who doesn't want slimmer thighs anyway? Rather than saying, you're gonna get slimmer thighs when you use this product. That's kind of outdated. Of course, it still works to give direct benefits, but you're gonna be getting lower quality customers that way. Versus if you look at, big VSL direct response brands that are doing 9 figures a year, like Miami MD or Gundry MD or any celebrity endorsed products, they usually have more subtle benefits. And this works better at scale than just using straight up ClickBank style, very aggressive benefits. And now I'm gonna use a quick example here. This is a viewer submitted VSL for a cellulite product. And I'm just gonna show you in bold, you have my edits, and then in not bold, you have this person's writing. So this is actually for, as I mentioned, it's for a cupping product that targets cellulite. So it's for women 30 plus, 40 plus. And it would be running on Facebook as a VSL. So let's see what I changed and why. Discover what the true cause of your cellulite is and the new groundbreaking solution based on ancient Chinese medicine that has been revamped with modern technology. So this is a bit convoluted, especially the second part. A lot of big words like revamped, technology, Chinese medicine, groundbreaking. So this I like. So I'm going to stick with this as the root of this phrase. And we're going to say, discover the real root cause of your cellulite and the new groundbreaking solution that's taking the US by storm. This is a lot simpler. And remember, we're just at the start. So if you're putting in dense, hard to read copy at the start, the viewership is going to drop off big time. So this is where it's most important to be engaging, to create tension with words like groundbreaking solution, real root cause, and taking the US by storm. There's a lot of tension built here in open loops. Let's continue. The biggest mistake women can make when it comes to reducing cellulite is not understanding where it comes from. The idea here is strong and engaging, but the execution could be better. Let's see how I fixed it. The biggest mistake most women make when it comes to cellulite is not knowing what actually causes it. And one way you can make this a little stronger is to say the biggest mistake women make. It is a little more aggressive because you're directly calling them out. And Facebook doesn't like when you assume things about the viewer because it makes them uncomfortable because it shows that the algorithm selected them because they fit this mold. So this is up to you how aggressive you want to be, but this is a more compelling way to phrase this, more flow. Most women believe that cellulite is caused by fat, poor diet, but this is not the case. So this is just choppy. It's caused by fat and poor diet. One thing you could do is just take out this comma. Most women believe that cellulite, and instead of believe, maybe think. Most women think that cellulite is caused by fat and poor diet, but this just isn't. But this is not the case. It's a little too choppy. Most women believe their cellulite comes from too little exercise, poor diet, or genetics. But despite what we've been told, this isn't the full truth, not even close. So this is a way that's a little bit less aggressive because, again, on Facebook, you don't want to be making these bold claims, especially in the beginning. It's just not ideal most of the time, especially if you're trying to build a brand. But this is a way where this is kind of 2 sentences in one, but this is how we can meet them where their beliefs are, that it's caused by this, this, and this, and then give them hope and build a little bit of tension by saying there's a different reason. It's not the full truth. This is another way you can keep it a lot simpler if you want to stick to a more short intro, smooth style rather than getting so much into the mechanisms. But again, it's worth a test. You see, if cellulite was something that came from excess weight and poor food choices, you would only ever see larger women suffer from cellulite. This is how we demonstrate this. So we said it's not caused by too little exercise, but this is still a little abstract. Then we demonstrate it with proof by giving them a thought exercise. So this is how it is. Here's an easy way to prove that cellulite isn't caused by being overweight. If it was, there wouldn't be millions of thin young women who also have cellulite. So this is how we prove this claim. that it's not caused by little exercise, poor diet, or genetics. It's caused by something else, and I'll prove it to you by showing you that there are millions of thin women who have cellulite. So how is it that cellulite can affect any woman no matter their lifestyle? So if it's not, so the way that I'm writing the copy here, these edits, you'll see that everything is explained. There's very little left to the imagination. So I don't just say, you know, if it was caused by this, I say, here's an easy way to prove it. So I'm not just implying that I'm proving it, I'm telling them. And then we're wrapping it up all together again. So if it's not poor diet, it's not lack of exercise, and it's not weight, then what's really causing the cellulite crisis in this country? Well, the good news is it's not your fault. So this is how you would explain to them what it is and kind of wrap up this whole thing of changing that belief of it's caused by X. No, it's actually not caused by X. So we have an open loop there. They still want to know what it's caused by. And this would be a great place to, yeah, it looks like that's what he did here. Introducing with proof the real problem mechanism. Fibrous septae. So that's a little complex. And yeah, so we're not going to get too far into this because I just wanted to keep this video short, but this is just a simple example how I would tighten this copy and make it a little smoother. You notice I didn't even make it that much shorter, but it just feels lighter and smoother because it's shorter words and it's easier to understand. You don't have to think so much about it. I'm explaining exactly what I'm saying. And this is what I would do throughout this whole VSL if I was this person. This is what I suggested that they do, and they did this. So great for them. They made the VSL much stronger, and this is just a few examples of how you can do this for yourself. And this is how I edit the copy to make it stronger and more compelling. Check out the description for my free swipe file that I'm just giving away. 200 plus VSLs, advertorials, etc. And then also DM me on Instagram if you have any questions or comments. I hope you enjoyed and have a good day. Peace out.